All right, we're joined now in our post-race press conference here at Dover by Carl Edwards, driver number 60 Fastenal Ford.
You guys want something to drink?
Yes. Water.
Water.
Who has swept both races here at Dover this year in the Nationwide Series. His 7th victory in 2011, 3rd win here at Dover, another perfect driver rating of 150, your 3rd overall, Carl, and 2nd here at Dover. Also Mike Beam, crew chief, Jack Roush, owner. We'll go ahead and start off with Carl. Concrete Carl, again, huh?
Yeah, that was a great race, and it all starts at the shop. These Ford Mustangs that they've been building are spectacular, and Jack listened to us about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when we were telling him all the different things we needed, and he's done a really good job, and everybody's done a really good job of coming together and making these cars better. And today was just, it was a very fast car. Anybody driving that car would have done really well. That was a lot of teamwork. The pit stops were great. The strategy was great, and we hung on for the win. It was a lot of fun.
Carl, of course, our 2007 NASCAR Nationwide Series champion. Mike Beam, how'd things look from your view today?
Well, I mean, just like Carl said, that we really worked hard on the car, and luckily we had a good place to start from the first race, and but it was a lot different today than it was here in the spring, and Carl's feedback was perfect, and Scott, our engineer, he really works hard at this, and so it worked out well. The guys did a great job on the pit stop. We was on pit row when the caution come out, but luckily it worked out for us, and like Carl says, the people that's made a commitment to help us here, Jack and Fastenal and Ford, and I'm glad we can produce for them.
And this is the 1-year anniversary of Mike and Scott Graves and I working together. That's 10 wins in a year, so I really appreciate everything Mike and Scott have done.
That's a pretty good number, isn't it, Jack Roush?
Yeah, Carl took my thunder. I was going to congratulate the group. But, it's been a great team. We did look. There was some things obviously lacking in our program a year and a half ago. But we were underachieving for the talent of everybody that was involved, and we made some moves. The big thing was we put our nationwide shop in the same location as the Cup shop, so that this help that Ford was giving us could come to bear, and would reflect itself on all the cars that engineering has an engineering impact. And so anyway, Mike's been able to use that to his advantage, and Scott's been a great help. Scott Graves has been a great help, and happily Carl didn't crack his noggin today on his backflip, so I think we're still in pretty good shape for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. If
I win tomorrow, I'm not doing a backflip. It's too much banking. I don't like it. So,
if we have questions for Carl, Mike, or Jack, let us know, please. We've got the wireless mic. Give us your name and affiliation before you ask, and we'll start here with Vince.
Vince Bonfigley, WNJC Radio. Carl, after what was an ugly win at the end of the race in May, here leading 179 out of the 200 laps, it looked like a cakewalk. Was it as easy as it looked on to us?
Yeah, it was a lot less dramatic than the last win. That's good. But early in the race, it was easy. The car was really superior, but those guys worked on their cars and they got better and better. And by the end of the race, that was all I had. So Brad and Clint were both. I think if they would have been out front, it would have been very, very difficult to pass them. So I'm grateful that we were as good as we were, and we had good enough pit stops and restarts and everything to stay in front.
Other questions? Back here, Bob.
Bob Hocker, Scene Daily. For Jack, Ricky's up by 22 with 5 races to go. How do you assess his chances for winning the title?
Well, Ricky's not doing what he wants to do. He wants to rub fenders and try to win these races right now. And if he made that effort every time, he would be wrecked one time in 4. And of course, that would be the end of his championship run. But he's doing a great job. He's frustrated with the fact that he can't beat the Sprint Cup regulars that are in there consistently. He hasn't beat them a couple of times, or at least once.
Yeah, twice.
But
Not that we're counting.
But anyway, he's doing what he needs to be doing. It's not much fun for him right now, but he's maturing by leaps and bounds. And Ricky's doing Trevor's doing a real nice job too. It's unfortunate he had his health problem he'd had early in the year, or they would be I think a competition between the two of them.
Other questions downstairs?
Jack Al Pearson Auto Week. Is there any plan to anything in the long term to get Ricky in a Cup car anytime this year or early next year, or does the economy sort of make those calls?
Well, there's no plan to get Ricky in a Cup car this year. There's certainly optimism that we'll be able to do that next year, but we're very much in negotiations with sponsors, and next year is very fluid. I'm not going to make a prediction of what's going to happen with regard to being able to get Ricky and Trevor more Cup time than they've had this year. We're just glad we've got for Trevor what we have in the Wood Brothers car, and hope we can get some time for Ricky next year, but it's very much open based on the economy right now.
Hey, Carl. Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star. Talk about you and Clint. You're a week early on that. Would you like to save that for next week to go 1-2 with him in the Cup next week?
That would be great. I know that race is really special for both of us. I mean, it was pretty neat. I was thinking about it while I was out there driving. You know, for two modified racers from the Midwest to be out here, you know, running 1 and 2 racing at a place like Dover is and driving for the car owners we're driving for is. It's pretty amazing. So we're very fortunate, and that's never more apparent to me than when I go to Kansas and I see a lot of the folks that I grew up with and a lot of the folks that I raced around for years. And a win there would be huge. So, you know, if we can pull off a win in the Nationwide car or the Cup car or both over there, that would be as big a win as I've ever had.
Vince Bonfigley, WNJC. This one's one to Mike, one to Carl. Mike, you've been with the team 1 year, have 10 wins. What was the difference from when you came and the adjustments you made to get those 10 wins?
Well, you know, I started here, and a year ago. Then we really worked hard. You know, Scott, like I said, our engineer, we really worked hard. Then finally at Texas, we won the race there, and that's the first time we'd beat Kyle and his guys. You know, and we got our confidence back, and then you won Phoenix and won 2 in a row. So we started the season, especially in like Jackson. When we moved to Concord, and Robbie and his group down there, and the engineering group, and and the tools we have to work with. I mean, we was like a bunch of kids in a candy store, so we just really went after it. So we're really living a dream here, because we have everything we could possibly have to work with, and it's just with Robbie's help and the engineering group there, it's been one of the biggest things for us. And Ford, we with the wind tunnel and stuff like that. So in working for Jack and Roush Fenway, to be able to sit in the meetings and just to draw off the Cup guys, certain things that we can apply to our car. You go, well, that's a really good idea, and so we use it.
Carl, what do you attribute to your success on concrete to?
Concrete, it demands a perfect car and perfect setup, and it lets you really tune things into it, to a very small window. And I think that the communication I have with Mike and the communication I have with Bob and the ability for the engineers, the ability of the engineers to work with us is what makes us. Those things are what make us fast on concrete. It's a very precise surface, and I believe that that communication is the key.
Steve Richards with PRN. Carl, when you go up into the stands like you did today, what's the crazy things that the fans say to you? Do people try to get your autograph in that situation, or what happens?
I signed one Subway car up there. That was pretty cool. The neat thing is just to see the look on people's faces. I mean, there's one guy up there. I'll think about that guy for the rest of tonight. He's got all my gear on, and he was just pumped. I mean, just really, really excited. So that's neat to be able to go up there. And like I said before, I think other drivers should go up there and and have some fun with it. That's not my deal. That's it's something that's really neat that everybody should try.
Any further questions? One more from Vince.
This one's to Mr. Roush. Mr. Roush, what's a better car, the Fusion or the Mustang?
Well, it depends on how many people you want to carry. Of course, I don't think we've got 40 mile per gallon Mustangs yet, but we got 40 mile per gallon Fusions. I've got one of each on my coach with my coach that I take to the races. We've got a Roush supercharged Mustang.
They are the envy of the motorhome lot. He has some pretty neat stuff.
And I've got a Fusion with 40,000 miles on it that if I ever got rid of it, Brenda says that she'd leave me. So, the race car. I'm more interested to see if I can help Ford Motor Company sell cars, I can have more race cars. So that comes first. The nationwide cars are really good right now, and I think that we're enjoying a better, in comparison to the field, a better, I won't say dominance, but a better parity than we have on all the racetracks. Although at this point in the season, we've got the best chase cars that we've ever had across our entire group. The Fusion has come of age. There's no doubt that we've got equal aerodynamics and we've got equal engines and we've got equal kinematics in our suspension. And those things, I think, gives me confidence to go to the racetrack and feel like I won't be embarrassed. And I think it helps Carl and the crew chiefs as well feel like that if they can not get out crew chiefed, and if Carl cannot get out driven, the cars will be enough to do the job.
Any further questions? All right, gentlemen, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow, Carl.
Thanks a lot, guys.